Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and finally we are going back to complete the remaining videos on 6.4. So today we'll be running 6.4.4 exploration videos. The first one is going to be Oscillate, Personal Space and Limber. So with Oscillate, every 15 seconds the defender goes into a Fury phase or an Armor Up phase. In the Fury phase, his damage is increased by 300%, is very attacking and very aggressive, and in the Armor phase the crit resist and the armor increased by 3000. And the next one is going to be Personal Space. The more you stay near the defender, every 3 seconds they get a Fury, increasing their damage by 10%, and once you stay away from the defenders, those Furies will fall off. And Limber is every time you stun the opponent, the next stun duration is reduced by 20%. The mini boss for this part is going to be a Nightcrawler with Biohazard, so make sure you bring a counter for that. And the boss is going to be a Captain Marvel movie version. All the boss counters are there. You can bring up anybody. Any Mystic champion with energy damage will kill off her very quickly. Now for the defenders, make sure that you bring a counter for Ebony Maw, because he is the one annoying defender, can be a roadblock on this part. Apart from that, your anti-evasion champions, anyone with auto block, anybody that goes against robots or metal champions, also Quake can work here. And also if you're not very subtle with the working with Limber, you can always bring in champions that can give passive stuns. That is going to be your White Magneto and also Storm Pyramid X. Now before we jump into the part guys, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on those post notifications. All of that really helps me out a lot. Now the first defender is going to be a girl. She is a metal champion, so any of your armor break champions will work, because when you do armor breaker, her phasing does not work, so you can bring in your Cosmic Ghost Rider, you can also bring in your Angela, your Silver Surfer. All of those champions work. I'm gonna use a Magneto here. I'm gonna use the Fury phase to build up some of my power, and then because she will throw specials, you can just step back and use a heavy attack to build your prowesses with Magneto. Now there are going to be 10 different fights on this chapter, so I'm going to use most of the metal champions. I'm going to take them out with Magneto. So all I'm trying to do right here in the Fury phase, she goes aggressive and she throws a special, and then I'm going to bait out another one, and like this I will just build up my Furies without using any much of the Limber. Now I have 3 bars of power. I will just wait for her to go into her defensive phase, and then I will use my SP3. I just used here earlier, and like that you can easily kill her off with Magneto. Other champions is also there. Just remember to take care from the Fury phase to the armor phase, so the Oscillate can be a bit annoying and a bit tricky sometimes. Now the next defender is going to be a Spiderman. To make your life easier, make sure to bring in an anti-weight champion. You can also use them for the defenders coming ahead. There's going to be a Spidergwen, and there's also going to be a M.O.D.O.K. You can use those champions there. So my choice is going to be a Mole Man. Now notice I am just trying to push him to an SP2, but because he was in his attack phase, he did not get pushed. And also another thing, I am using here Mole Man, so I'm waiting to just get 8 charges on myself of Monster Mass. Then I will deliberately wait for him to hit me, so my frenzy will activate before 10 charges, so I don't lose my true sight. So right there, and now I can go back in and start hitting him quick, and like this I can kill him very fast. Don't swipe back much, because once he uses his special, you have to block the first 2 webs that he throws at you, and then you can dex back the remaining hit. The only difficult part about this fight is the SP1 block damage. Once you have that under control, you can easily finish off this fight. Other champions work as well. Venom will be really great here, also Killmonger as well as Falcon, so you can take your pick according to what champions you have available. Next up is going to be a Spidergwen. Now her specials are very easily evadable. All you need to do when the fight starts is to go back a little bit and then find your opening and go and intercept. It will be very easy because she is in her fury phase, and then all you need to do is to let her throw her SP1, which can be easily evaded. You just have to wait half a second when she is about to swing, and then you can swipe back and you can evade the special, and then you can just kill her. Now you have to make sure that you bring in a champion that can go against her anti-evade, so Venom, Red Goblin, also Moleman in my case works, as well as Falcon works here as well. If you use a champion that has a true strike buff, she will remove that and she will get her invade charge on herself. So again, Corvus Glaive is there, but I will still not recommend to bring him, otherwise you will have to play very carefully. You don't have to worry about the specials from her, but you will have to worry about the evade. But if you have somebody like Moleman or somebody like Venom or Red Goblin, they will totally ignore her evade, and all you will need to do is to evade the specials and go back in and attack her, and you can easily kill her off. It's not one of the most difficult fights if you bring in the right counter. Make sure to plan your path accordingly, because you will have a lot of champions that will be either evasive or I will be metal or robotic champions. So my go-to champs will be Moleman and Magneto for this path. Next up is going to be a Darkhawk. Now with Darkhawk, always keep him to an SP1, don't push him to an SP2, because otherwise he will regen, go into stealth mode. But because I'm using Magneto and he can magnetize him, so I don't need to worry about the auto block or even the miss from the invis, so nothing to worry about with that. Other champions that you can use here can be Corvus Glaive. You can also use Medusa and Arcus because they're very good against robots, as well as White Magneto. He can give degen to robots and you can use that to kill as well, and also you use Cosmic Ghost Rider. So all of them work. So you've noticed what I've done in the armor phase is I'm tried to build up all those prowess charges because they are very defensive. Now I have all of my prowess charges. I'm waiting, just go to an SP3, and now I'm just gonna use my heavy attacks to build up the prowesses because he'll be very defensive. And as soon as the defensive phase is going to finish, he will go into his fury phase. I will use an SP3 and he will die right there instantly because of all the armor breaks from Magneto on his special 3. Halfway through, we're gonna have a M.O.D.O.K. Now M.O.D.O.K is a robot champion as well as metal champion, and also he has auto block, so you have plenty of options that you can bring against him, ranging from Angela to Corvus Glaive with Proxima Midnight, even Medusa, Red Magneto, also White Magneto. All of them work against him. So, but my choice is going to be Moleman because of the true strike, so I will just try to lay into him and kill him off quick because I'll be needing the Magneto for the other fights as well. So I'm trying to do some health management here and not use many health pots. Just make sure to keep him to an SP1 and keep baiting it out, and he will be very defensive in his armor mode. You can use that to throw heavies or just to stay back, and for the attacking phase you can easily intercept him and you can pile all of those bleeds and shock or damages on him and kill him off. Now the next fight is going to be against Ebony Maw. Now he is the pain point in this whole path. Now he can get really annoying if you don't bring in the right champion to kill him off. Now you can run this whole path pretty much with Quake as well. So if you're bringing in Quake, you don't need to worry. Otherwise you have to bring in a proper champ to deal with him, because if he gets too much of those charges on him and you get a lot of falter, he can really kill you off very quick, one of your defenders. I have brought in probably one of the best counters for him, that is going to be Human Torch, who will melt him away with the pre-fight ability. But again, remember, when you pick your team, bring a good champion to deal with this Ebony Maw, and the others you can deal easily with some anti-evade or anti-robot champions. And then we're gonna have Gilly 2099. Now again with Gilly, the pain point with her is going to be that she power drains you with her specials whenever she's gonna throw. So to avoid that, what you can do is use power drain immune champion. So Venom cannot be power drained by tech champion. Same goes with Red Goblin, same goes with Venom Pool. So you can use all of those champions. If you don't want to go that route, you can go with the anti-robot route as well, because she is a robot. So you can bring in Medusa, you can bring in Arcus, you can also bring in White Mags. If not that, you can also bring in Red Magneto, that like me, and because she's a metal champion, she will die quick. Otherwise, Quake also works, just be in a corner and Quake her out. And Hercules is also a good option because of his True Strike. You don't need to worry about her going in Wiz and the miss, and you can also use Hercules for a lot of fights in this path as well. And the last fight is going to, before the mini boss, is going to be against an invisible woman. Now she can be very tricky because she has a shield in which she absorbs all the damage and then she can go invisible. Now you need to have a champ that has True Strike or that can deal with their invisibility or the miss. If not, have a bleed champion, so when she has a bleed, she's very vulnerable and her invisibility finishes off very quick, so her shield. So my case is going to be Moleman. I do make a mistake, but I managed to kill her in one go, so just be careful about that and try to not block her specials, because their special block damage is a lot. So yeah, again, champions like Black Panther OG can work here, Nick Fury can work here with his LMD active. Also you can bring in Stealth Spidey and use one of his cartridge so he does not miss. Same goes for Killmonger. So there's quite a few different options. Again, the champions I've mentioned, you can also use them for the whole path against those Spidermans and Spidergwens and M.O.D.O.Ks as well. So make sure you plan your path right before you jump into it, so one champion can do multiple different defenders. And the mini boss is going to be a Nightcrawler. Now he can be really annoying if you don't make a distance, because he starts in the attacking phase with Oscillate and he will take you in a corner if you keep swiping back. So the best way is to just use parry and use heavies and keep making your distance, and as soon as he goes into an armor phase he will naturally come defensive and you will be easily able to switch him. Just wait for him to dash back and you can just hit him in his block and he can be switched. Now right now he's switched into swashbuckling. Now it's pretty easy. You can, with any tech champion or any champion that is immune to bleed and poison, I would say bring bleed and poison, because you will have to hit him in his block, and if you don't bring a poison immune it might do you a lot of damage. Now once that is done, he will easily just throw all the specials. Just keep pushing him up to an SP1 and he will keep throwing that and you can retaliate and kill him off. So it's a pretty easy and straightforward fight from there on. The only thing is going to be switching his stance in the beginning. Again, it's easy to switch his stance back as well when he is in the defensive phase, so just be careful about that you don't switch him back, and then you can kill him off. You can use other champions as well, like that are anti-evade, so you can bring in like a Falcon as well, but I would not suggest that. I would say stick to champions that are poison and bleed immune and switch him early, and then the rest of the fight is super easy. Now the boss fight is going to be against the Captain Marvel movie version. She has energy sensitive and down but not out and heavy hitter, so you cannot stop her heavy hits, and she takes extra energy to her, so she will gather her energy very quick and she will go unblockable and also unstoppable. So make sure to be careful to avoid her specials, and if you bring in a Mystic champion with energy attacks, they will do a lot of damage and kill her off very quick. Just like there, avoid the SP1 and then you can go back in. And in my case, I'm using Black Widow clairvoyant, so I'm gonna switch to incinerate and just spam my heavy, and that will kill her off very quick. Doom works, Magic works, Dragon Man, also Sim Supreme, and as well as Longshot. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did guys, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel and turn on those post notifications. All of that really helps me out a lot. I'll be doing the remaining 6.4 parts and finishing up to 6.46, so stay tuned guys. And apart from that, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.